Brennen Schmidt earned his Bachelor of Education from the University of Regina in 2012, followed by a Certificate of Public Relations in 2014. He is a certified usability analyst with Human Factors International. As a strategist, author, and speaker who lives and breathes all things digital, he's especially interested in finding the right way to connect people, processes, and technology. Brandon co-authored Cyber City Safe, Emergency Planning Beyond the Maginot Line. And by the way, there are door prizes this evening which are signed copies of this book. He consults for clients across North America and has made appearances as a go-to tech resource at the national and local level. Brandon will share his insights into the distractions and disruptions of social media with a collection of information relating to cybersecurity and the rise of deep fake videos. Please help me welcome Brennen to the stage.
It's a profound choice. But no matter who wins the selection, we're going to need to work together, watch out for each other, and yes, watch each other. To keep us all safe and sound, tell us what you see.
You don't have to be a House of Cards fan to know that politics is all about image. Image is to politics as power is to technology. How you act, how you behave, how you look, it's all important and it's watched. But images can be distracting. Take this candidate, for example. She is destined to win the next election. She's got 1 million followers on Twitter, and the pollsters are saying that this is just a done deal. But what if I told you she doesn't actually exist? What if I told you she's a distraction? What if I told you that she's made up of hundreds of thousands of images sourced across the planet and artificial intelligence pieced her together? Well, what we saw is that exact composite. And in a matter of hours, that same person could be shared online. Shown here is where the story unfolds, a deepfake video. Deepfake video takes a whole bunch of existing videos of former President Barack Obama, pieces them together, and now as we see, can form a video that makes him say pretty much anything you want. This is happening. Next, we have AI in place with the Chinese news service, where an anchor ends up saying whatever is coming across the feed, completely unfiltered. But here's the thing. There's a key to the city. Everyone thinks that it's the key that is the handshake at City Hall, but in fact it's this device right here. It leads to pretty much anything when you think about it. If you just imagine having somebody get access to the mayor's phone as an example, could you imagine all the things that you could find on it? The possibilities. You could see their Nest Cam at home, maybe. You can control their thermostat. You might be able to do some other things with it too. Just kind of take an exploration. Imagine the scandal. It's all about headlines. When it comes to politics, scandal and headlines is not what you want. It detracts from your key message. So imagine all the sensitive information that could be leaked from that individual's device, including intimate images. We've seen existing stories of that. Now, the thing about such images is that they're online for good, including posts online. You have the Wayback Machine shown here that actually takes a snapshot of any publicly available web page, and you're able to go back in time to that exact point in time when it was archived and look at it. The point that we're making here is that you're being watched. You're being watched all the time. You going here today was captured in some way, shape, or form, either on your device or in some other format. Which begs the question, how is that information being stored? When we think about Watergate, there was actually evidence left behind after the break-in ended up occurring. In today's case, we have digitally casing the joint, which is a case in which you can have individuals who have been watching what you've been doing for a really long time, but haven't exactly left a lot of evidence behind. So it begs the question, if we're so interested in campaign finance, and if data is the new digital currency, why have we not heard anything yet about data privacy and disclosures about how our data is being kept safe? A lot of very interesting questions, especially as we're about to head into an election, and ultimately around the world. And really what it comes down to is that in the case of privacy and security, we have traded our own personal freedoms in exchange for free services, all in the interests of social media. Which makes us ask the question, what about the past? What are we going to do with those images if they were to be captured and used against us potentially in the future? All very interesting questions that we don't yet know the answers to, unfortunately. And in fact, this very question is supported by Saskatchewan's Chief Electoral Officer, Dr. Michael Boda, who says that our democracy is at risk. And in all honesty, when we think of how some of the information is being shared these days, some of it from our own free will, others being collected without our consent, poses some very interesting questions. And again, just to reinforce the point, we will be rewatched at some point in time. That's just the nature of affairs. That's how we go back into stories on Instagram and we review them again and again and again. What happens behind there, we have no idea. So realistically, what I think we can walk away from today is that there is a bit of a politics of division at play. Our actions could very well be rewatched. As far as the data that's being collected on us, we don't really know what exactly that entails. It's a bit of a black box. And really, when you think about it, if we look at the picture behind me here, we see Anonymous pictured here. These are the fringe of our digital culture. They're kind of the crazy people that are going out there. Just think of the last time any one of us ended up going and protesting cybersecurity or privacy. None of us have, yet we consume many of these services. So no matter who wins this election, we're going to need to work together, watch out for each other, and yes, watch each other. But the who or what is very much up to you. Thank you.